So whenever the bill is dishonored, what is dishonored means on the due date, drawee is not able to make the payment. That is called as a dishonored. He's not making the full payment. Sometimes what happens, suppose X and Y, X is a drawer, Y is a drawee. Y owes to X 10,000 rupees, and on the maturity, Y doesn't have a 10,000 rupees, so he's saying ki, take 4,000 rupees right now. I have 4,000 and make a new bill for 6,000. So basically, he's not making a full payment. Suppose he's making payment of 9,000 also out of 10,000. Still, we say the bill is dishonored. Concept of dishonored means what? If you are getting the full money 10 out of 10, then it is honored. But if you are getting even 50 rupees less also, it called as a dishonored. Right? So dishonored means on the due date, drawee is not making the payment or full payment. Correct? So this is dishonored. So whenever there's a dishonor, that concept called a noting charges arise. Noting charges is what? A lawyer charges. Because this is a legal document, as I mentioned earlier also, bills of exchange is a legal document which is prepared by the lawyer. So when lawyer prepare a bill, he'll charge you something, his service charges. That service charges is called as a noting charges. And noting charges, ultimately drawee will bear, but for time being, current holder will pay the noting charges. Why I'm saying current holder? Because we have four scenarios: retained, discounted, endorsement, and BSFC. So who's the current holder of the bill? He'll bear it for time being. Later on, we'll collect that money from the drawee. So eventually, ultimately, who will bear the noting charges? Drawee. Because of his mistake, the bill is dishonored. So eventually, he'll only bear. But for time being, current holder will pay. Right? That is called as a noting charges. Is it clear? It can come for a theory also, one marker, what is noting charges and what is dishonored of the bill. Okay. So again, we have four scenarios. How we have four scenarios in the honored one. Similarly, we have four scenarios for dishonored also. Same four scenarios. First one, if the drawer retained the bill. If the drawer retained the bill means he kept the bill with him only till maturity. Then what will be the dishonored entry in the books of drawer? That's why I mentioned over here in the books of drawer, dishonored entries with noting charges. So when drawer retained the bill, what will be the entry? Drawee account debit to BR and to cash. This to cash is for noting charges. This to cash is for noting charges. If there's no noting charges, we'll do the entry drawee to BR. If there's no noting charges. But if you have noting charges, we'll write to cash as well. Okay. Next one. If drawer discounted the bill and the bill is dishonored with the noting charges, what will be the entry? Drawee account debit to bank. Okay. Third one, if the drawer endorsed the bill, what is the dishonored entry with noting charges? Drawee account debit to endorsee. And fourth case, drawer sent the bill for collection. In that case, drawee account debit to BSFC, bill sent for collection. So if we notice in all four cases, what is common? Drawee account debit is a common. In all four cases, if we notice, drawee account is debited. So simple rule I can make it. Whenever the bill is dishonored, first of all, drawee account debit. Then to find out the correct one, we need to check who's the current holder of the bill. So first I debited drawee, then I'll start looking who is the current holder. So when I know it's a bank, I'll credit bank if the bill is discounted. When I know the bill is endorsed, then I'll credit the endorsee. When I know the bill is BSFC, then I'll credit the BSFC. And only in the first case I wrote BR because in the books of drawer, we can't write drawer's name. That's why instead of drawer, I wrote BR. So simple way to remember or simple way to keep in mind, whenever the bill is dishonored, drawee account should be debited first and credit will find with the help of the information who is the current holder of the bill. So simple words may I can say Drawee account debit to current holder. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Dishonored entry is what? Drawee account debit to current holder. In case of drawer, instead of drawer, we write BR, and rest all we write who's the current holder, like to bank, to endorse, and to BSFC. Right? Now, this is in the books of drawer. Now, in the books of Drawee, with noting charges. I mentioned here all four cases. It doesn't matter what is the case, endorsed, discounted, retained, doesn't matter. All four cases may only one journal entry be passed, which is BP account debit, noting charges account debit to drawer. If we have a noting charges, we'll debit noting charges. If we don't have the noting charges, we don't debit noting charges. Then BP to drawer. Because the drawer for Drawee, drawer is the only concerned person, right? Because he endorsed, he discount, that doesn't matter to him. He owe to drawer, that's why bills to bill account debit, noting charges account debit to drawer. Right? Yes, this is called as a dishonored entries. So we'll check the sum in the book. So this is the question number 10, dishonored of the bill. 17th February 23, X sold goods to Y 80,000 plus CGST and SGST at 6% each and draw 2 months. Forward.
Are you showing the tables that you've drawn?
Yeah, it's not.
I can't. I can see the Word document.
Okay. Yes. Can you show now? Can you see now?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. Question number 10. Dishonor. 17th of April 23. X sold to Y. So Y is the receiver. So Y account debit. Correct. What goes out is goods going out. And we have GST. And when we are selling the goods, we have output CGST and output SGST. Right? We have done this in the GST chapter. So not 80,000. For sales, we write 80,000. 6% of 80,000. 4,800. Here also 4,800. Right? Then 9,600 means 89,600. It's for Y. Y account debit because Y is the receiver. Goods are going out. That's why credit. And this is GST. And since it is a collected GST, that's why output CGST and output SGST credited. Because it's collected, so it's an income. In the books of Drawee now, 17th of April 23, debit what comes in? What comes in? Purchases. Goods are coming in. 2. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. X is the giver. Wait. In my bad, we have GST. So input GST we need to debit. Two X. So again, for purchases, we'll write the original amount and GST 6% means 48. Here also 48. So 89,600. Drawer and Drawee. Correct? Now, draws a 2 months bill upon Y. Same date, X draws a bill on Y, and which is Y. Y accepted the bill. Y accepted the bill, return it to X. In the books of X, what comes in? BR comes. This is equal. And debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who's the giver? Y is the given. $89,600. $89,600. Acceptance receipt. In the books of Drawee, he gave the bill, so debit the receiver. X is the receiver, and bill is going out. 89,600. 89,600. Acceptance given. Okay, acceptance is done in both the books. Now next one. On the due date, the bill become dishonored. On the due date, Drawee is not making the payment. It's called as a dishonored. So what did I mention? Whenever the bill is dishonored, first of all, I'll calculate the maturity. The bill is for 2 months. 17th of April. So 17 plus 3 is 20. 20th of June 23. So the rule which I mentioned, whenever the bill is dishonored, first of all, Drawee account debit. Then we'll check who's the current holder and we'll credit them. Who's the current holder in this case? They didn't mention anything he endorsed or he discounted or anything. So he retained the bill. So drawer only holds the bill. So in the books of drawer, in the books of X, we can't write X. So instead of X, what we'll write? BR. Now we'll check about, do we have any noting charges in this one? Yes, we have. X paid rupees 4,000 as a noting charges. X paid rupees 400 as a noting charges. X paid means cash is going out. That's why 2 cash. This is basically for noting charges. So BR is worth rupees 18,600. Noting charge is 400. So this become 90,000 now. Correct? Why account debit? Because Drawee is debit. Because whenever the dishonored, first Drawee debit. 2 current holders, so X is a holder, so instead of X I wrote BR. And 2 cash denote for noting charges. This is called as a bill dishonored. Now here, in all cases, there's fixed entry, bills payable account debit, noting charges account debit, 2X. BP 89,600, 400 noting charges, so 90,000. Noting charges is debited over here because for Y it is an expense. Eventually he has to pay that. That's why debited to him. The bill is dishonored. 15 days later, Y pays the amount due to X. 15 days later. So after 20 June, 15 days means June may we have 10 days, 10 days left, and July, 5th of July. In the books of X, what is coming in? Cash is coming in. What is going out? Nothing is going out because he doesn't have bill. He dishonored the bill. So debit the receiver, credit the giver. 90,000. Yeah. 5th of July 23. Debit the receiver. X is the receiver. And cash is going up. 90,000. Okay. That's it from the Dishonored. I hope